Hey there, my friend, can I ask you something personal? Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went in there? Or maybe you were telling a story, and, poof, the name or detail you needed just vanished from your mind. If that's happened to you lately, I want you to know something important right off the bat: you're not alone. And more importantly, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not losing it. You're not broken. Your brain is just asking for a little more care, a little more attention, and maybe a little more love, and that's exactly what we're here to talk about today, because after age 70, a lot of people start to think that it's all downhill from here. They think forgetfulness, slower thinking, and mental fog are just part of getting old, but here's the truth: your brain is still growing, changing, and learning, even now. Yes, science backs this up. It's something called neuroplasticity, and it's a real gift. It means that our brains can form new connections, strengthen old ones, and adapt, no matter our age. In fact, research from Harvard Medical School and other respected institutions shows that our brains can stay sharp and even improve well into our 70s, 80s, and beyond, with the right tools, and I'm here to give you 5 of the most powerful tools, secrets, really, that can help you keep your mind sharp and your brain vibrant, all without relying on fancy pills or expensive programs. But before we dive into the first secret, let me tell you something from the heart: this is more than just a list. It's a new way to think about your mind, your most precious tool. The part of you that holds your memories, your stories, your wisdom, your humor, everything that makes you, and I believe that part of you deserves to be cared for, protected, and celebrated. So let's start with the first secret, one that you can start using today, right where you are. Secret number 1, feed your brain like you'd feed your grandkids. Let's begin with something simple but deeply powerful: what you eat. I know, you've probably heard this before. Eat healthy, they say. But what does that even mean for your brain, especially after 70? Well, imagine your brain like a garden. If you water it with soda and fill it with processed junk, weeds take over. But if you feed it nutrients, antioxidants, and healthy fats, those little brain cells of yours, called neurons, start to bloom. One of the best diets for brain health is something called the Mind Diet. It's a mix of the Mediterranean diet and the DASH diet, both known for their benefits to heart and brain health. But the Mind Diet focuses on specific foods that nourish the brain. Let me give you a few favorites: leafy greens, like spinach, kale, and collards. Studies show people who eat just one serving a day have brains that perform 11 years younger. Isn't that amazing? Berries, especially blueberries and strawberries. These little gems are loaded with antioxidants that fight brain aging. Nuts, like walnuts and almonds. Walnuts, in particular, are shaped like little brains for a reason. They're rich in omega-3s that support memory and cognitive function. Fatty fish, salmon, sardines, trout, these are packed with healthy fats that help your brain stay flexible and quick. Olive oil, swap out butter and margarine for this heart-healthy oil. It's been linked to slower cognitive decline in multiple studies. You don't have to overhaul your whole diet overnight. Start small. Add a handful of berries to your breakfast. Use olive oil when you cook. Have a spinach salad with dinner. Your brain will thank you, but even more than that, you will start to feel the difference. Sharper thinking. Better recall. More energy. Because your brain isn't separate from your body, it's deeply connected. And when you nourish one, you nourish the other. Now, before we move to secret number 2, let me share something personal. My own grandfather used to say, if you take care of your body, your mind will follow. He was a farmer, tough as nails, but he knew the power of simple habits. He lived to be 96, and he was sharp as a tack until the very end. That's the kind of clarity I want for you. That's what we're working toward together. So let's keep going. Secret number 2, move it or lose it, but make it joyful. Let me ask you a question, and answer honestly. Okay, when was the last time you danced a little in the kitchen? Or took a walk just because it felt good to feel the sun on your face? Here's something you may not know: movement is like magic for the brain. It's not just about strong legs or healthy joints. Physical activity literally changes your brain chemistry. Every time you move, even a little bit, your brain releases chemicals called neurotransmitters, like dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins, that make you feel happy, alert, and energized. It also increases blood flow to your brain, delivering oxygen and nutrients where they're needed most. A study published in Neurology found that people in their 70s and 80s who walked just 20 minutes a day had less brain shrinkage and better memory than those who were sedentary. Think about that. Just a short walk each day can protect your brain structure, but here's the catch: it has to be something you enjoy. If you dread it, you won't stick with it, and I wouldn't want you to. So ask yourself, What kind of movement feels good to you? Maybe it's dancing to your favorite tunes from the 60s. Maybe it's gardening or light stretching. Maybe it's walking around the block with a friend or your dog. Maybe it's chair yoga or tai chi, which are gentle but powerful. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. You just need to move, joyfully, mindfully, and consistently. And here's a bonus tip: try moving while you learn something. Walk and listen to an audiobook. Dance while listening to a podcast. This combo of movement and learning fires up multiple areas of the brain at once. It's like a workout for your body and your mind. All right, my friend, let's take a deep breath together. Inhale and exhale. You're doing great. Really. We've talked about food. We've talked about movement. And up next, we're going to talk about something even more powerful, something invisible but essential. And I think it might surprise you, but I'll save that for chapter 2. Just remember this: you're not too old. It's not too late. And your brain still believes in you, even if you've doubted yourself lately. When you're ready, let me know, and we'll move into the next chapter, together. Welcome back, my dear friend. I'm so glad you're here with me again. That tells me something important: you're not giving up on yourself. And that matters more than you know. Now, in chapter 1, we talked about two incredibly powerful things: nourishing your brain with the right foods, and moving your body with love and joy. Those are foundational, but now, in chapter 2, we're going to dig into the heart of what keeps the mind alive: connection, curiosity, and calm. Let's begin with the first one, because it's one I think we all need more of as we get older. Secret number 3, stay connected, because loneliness is poison to the brain. I want to ask you something that might tug at your heart a bit. When was the last time you had a real conversation? One where you didn't feel rushed, where someone looked you in the eye and truly listened. One where you laughed, or even cried. You see, human connection isn't just a nice thing, it's a necessary thing. Especially after 70. The truth is, loneliness is one of the most dangerous things for our brain. In fact, the CDC has reported that social isolation in older adults increases the risk of dementia by nearly 50%. That's a staggering number, but here's the beautiful flip side: staying socially connected, talking with loved ones, participating in group activities, even chatting with neighbors, can protect your brain and improve your memory and reasoning skills. You don't need a huge circle of friends. Just a few meaningful connections make a difference. Call a grandchild and ask them to teach you something new, invite a neighbor over for coffee, join a book club at your local library, start a weekly walk with someone in your community, attend a senior center class, not just for the learning, but for the laughing. And if you can't get out much, don't underestimate the power of technology. A simple video call can light up your brain and your heart. Remember, your voice matters. Your stories matter. And you deserve to be seen and heard, not just as someone who once was, but as someone who still is. I know it can be hard to reach out sometimes. Maybe you've lost people. Maybe you feel like a burden. But hear me when I say this: you are not a burden. You are a blessing, and every time you connect with someone, your brain gets a little brighter. Secret number 4, be curious, because your brain thrives on newness. Here's something you might not expect: one of the best ways to keep your mind sharp is to keep learning. That's right, curiosity doesn't retire at 70. In fact, it becomes more important than ever. Think of your brain like a muscle. When you challenge it, it grows stronger. When you don't, it gets weaker. And no, you don't have to go back to school or study complicated textbooks. Just try something new. Here are some ideas that are fun and brain-boosting. Learn a few words in another language. Even 5 minutes a day makes a difference. Pick up a new hobby, like painting, knitting, playing a musical instrument, or doing puzzles. Try cooking a recipe from a culture you've never explored. Watch documentaries and ask yourself questions as you go. Teach someone something you know. That's one of the best ways to solidify memory. Studies show that older adults who engage in mentally stimulating activities have a much lower risk of developing Alzheimer's and other forms of cognitive decline. The trick is to do things that are slightly challenging, not frustrating, just enough to make your brain say, "Oh, this is interesting." And the beauty of learning at our age is that it's not about grades or gold stars. It's about joy, growth, feeling alive. You still have so much to discover. Your brain still wants to stretch. And when you feed it new experiences, it rewards you with clearer thinking, sharper memory, and a spark that others will notice. Trust me, curiosity is a kind of magic. Secret number 5, find your calm, because stress is the silent thief. Now, this last secret might be the most underestimated of all. We all carry stress, especially as we get older. We worry about our health, about our loved ones, about the state of the world. We carry grief. We carry regret. And sometimes, we don't even realize how heavy it's become. But here's what you need to know: chronic stress can literally shrink your brain. It damages a part of the brain called the hippocampus, which is responsible for memory and learning. In other words, if we don't learn how to manage stress, it starts to quietly chip away at the very thing we're trying to protect. So how do we fight back? Not with force, but with calm. Let me give you a few gentle ways to invite more peace into your mind. Deep breathing. Even just 5 slow breaths can reset your nervous system. Mindfulness or meditation. Just sitting quietly, paying attention to your breath, and noticing your thoughts without judgment. Apps like Headspace or Calm can guide you, even if you're brand new to it. Gratitude journaling. Each night, write down 3 things you're thankful for, big or small. This simple act rewires your brain to focus on the positive. Nature. Step outside, feel the breeze, watch the trees. Nature is medicine for the mind. Spiritual practices, prayer, reflection, or just moments of silence can be powerful. Whether or not you're religious, connecting to something bigger than yourself brings peace. When you calm your nervous system, your brain can repair. It can organize thoughts better. It can store memories more clearly. It can breathe. So please, my friend, don't brush off your stress. Don't tough it out. Be gentle with yourself. You've been through so much already, and you deserve to feel safe, supported, and still. Let me tell you a story before we move on to chapter 3. There's a woman I met once. Her name was Ruth. She was 84, sharp as a tack, witty, warm, always curious. I asked her once what her secret was. She smiled and said, "I wake up every morning and find something new to love." That's it. That's the mindset we're after, because the truth is, your brain doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be nurtured. Fed with good food. Moved with joyful activity. Strengthened with connection. Sparked by curiosity. And soothed with calm. You've got everything you need, right inside you. In chapter 3, we're going to tie it all together. I'll give you simple steps you can start using today, no matter your circumstances. And I'll share one final, heartfelt truth that might just change the way you think about aging forever. When you're ready, I'll be right here. Hey again, my friend. We've come a long way together already, haven't we? And here you are, still with me, still curious, still caring about your beautiful, brilliant mind. That alone says so much about you. It tells me you're someone who hasn't given up. Someone who still believes in living fully, even after 70. Now, in chapter 1, we gave your brain the fuel it needs, through food and movement. In chapter 2, we strengthened it through connection, curiosity, and calm. And now, here in chapter 3, we're going to bring it all home, because these aren't just tips on a checklist. They're part of a new way of living. A mindset. A commitment to showing up for yourself, every day, in ways both big and small. And I know sometimes that can feel overwhelming. You might be thinking, but where do I start? What if I've already forgotten so much? Is it even worth trying now? Let me tell you, with every bit of truth I have in me, yes. It is. No matter how many years you've walked this earth, no matter what you've been through, your brain is still listening. It's still capable of change. And you can keep it sharp, alive, and full of light. So let's make this chapter practical. Let's talk about how you can gently start using these 5 secrets in your everyday life, without pressure, without guilt. Just one small step at a time. Let's recap the 5 secrets to a sharper mind after 70. Before we talk action steps, here's a little memory refresh. Nourish your brain with leafy greens, berries, nuts, olive oil, and fatty fish. The mind diet is your best friend. Move your body joyfully, not for punishment, but for pleasure. Dance, walk, stretch, garden, just move. Stay socially connected, call, visit, smile, share. Even one meaningful conversation can light up your mind. Keep learning, stay curious. Learn a skill, try something new, challenge your brain just a little every day. Manage stress, with deep breaths, prayer, journaling, time in nature. Find your calm. It heals you. Simple, right? But don't let that fool you. Simple doesn't mean small. These habits have the power to truly transform your life from the inside out. And now I want to walk you through a little daily routine, something you can return to again and again. Like a gentle roadmap. A gentle daily brain routine. You can start today. Morning, wake up the mind, drink a glass of water. Hydration first thing in the morning helps wake up your brain. 5 minutes of movement. Stretch. March in place. Do arm circles. Just get the blood flowing, eat a brain-friendly breakfast. Oatmeal with berries and a few walnuts is a great start. Practice gratitude. Before you begin your day, name one thing you're thankful for. Afternoon, nourish and connect, eat a balanced lunch. Think color, greens, reds, blues. Your brain loves color. Make one connection. Call someone. Send a voice message. Smile at someone on your walk. Learn something. Read an article. Watch a documentary. Try a crossword puzzle. Evening, calm the mind. Take a slow walk outside. Even 10 minutes helps your brain wind down. Avoid heavy screens before bed. Instead, listen to calming music or read something uplifting. Breathe deeply. Try the 4-7-8 technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Reflect. Write down 3 moments from your day that made you feel good. You don't need to do all of these at once. Just pick 1 or 2 to start with. Then add more when you're ready. It's about creating little rituals that honor your brain. That remind you, I still matter. I'm still growing. The truth about aging most people never hear. Can I share something with you that I wish more people were told? Aging isn't a decline, it's a deepening. You're not less than you were in your 30s or 40s. You're more. More aware. More seasoned. More soulful. You've seen pain and joy, you've survived loss and learned resilience. You've laughed deeply. Loved fully. Lost greatly. And yet, you're still here. That is not the sign of someone who is fading. That is the mark of someone who is becoming. And yes, while it's true that our brains change with age, it's also true that some things improve: our ability to make sense of life, to focus on what matters, to savor meaning. That wisdom you carry. That insight. Number 20-year-old can buy that. You are not past your prime, you are standing in a new prime, one that is quieter, maybe, but no less powerful. So when you forget a word or lose your keys, don't punish yourself. Just smile and say, my brain is still growing. I'm working on it. Because that's the truth. Point 1. Final thought, you're not alone in this. Before we end, I want you to know, truly know, that you are not alone. There are millions of people out there, just like you, who want to stay sharp, who want to keep growing, who want to live with clarity and joy for as long as life allows, and I want to be here with you, cheering you on, every step of the way. So today, I invite you to make a little promise to yourself: I will care for my brain, not out of fear, but out of love. I will feed it, move it, challenge it, and calm it. I will give myself grace, and I will believe that the best parts of me are still here, and still unfolding. Because they are. And so are you. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you feel a little more hopeful, a little more empowered, and a lot more seen. If this video touched you, would you share it with someone you care about? Maybe a friend, a sibling, or a fellow senior who could use a gentle reminder that their mind still matters. And don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be sharing more heartfelt, science-backed ways to help you thrive in this next chapter of life. Until next time, take care of your brain, take care of your heart, and never stop believing in what's possible, because the truth is, your best years aren't behind you. They're still unfolding. Right here, right now, and I'll be right here with you, always.